A lot of Cowboy fans. Did you guys get more of a sense from Cowboy fans yesterday that they were angry at Jerry for the Cowboys' approach versus the Texans, or angry at the Cowboys that they didn't give up the Stefon Diggs compensation of a second-round pick? Second-round pick next year between Buffalo and Houston. I got the impression from the Tolos that I interact with, they're just ticked off at the Cowboy approach. Not that they necessarily wanted Diggs.
Yeah, I didn't think it. I didn't
because I would not have wanted them to do this deal.
No, I didn't get sense from anybody yesterday that it's like, well, we could have had Stefon Diggs. Why didn't you go do that? It's more just like, why are we not finding these deals, or why are we not doing this? Which, I mean, to their credit, last year they went and tried to get two of those with Gilmore and Cooks, like to go find the value trades to go get those guys here, and they were good contributors for you last year. But that's the problem, is that this offseason, the very offseason, you said all in. And again, those words are going to haunt him. That's what's going to haunt him more than anything else, is he said all in. If he did not say all in, the reaction is not nearly as sharp, I think, to what they've done this offseason or what they haven't done.
Yeah, or they stop saying like, no, we feel just good, never felt better. Feel just good as always. That's the feeling that they push.
When McCarthy does an interview with Schefter, you were out for it, we played the audio. When McCarthy does an interview with Schefter, he's like, yeah, we're absolutely a better football team than we were at the end of the year. It's like, okay, don't lie. Yeah. You're not better right now than you were at the end of the season.
It's insulting.
Unless Dak is like 20% better and he's able to make up for...
She probably is.
Which could be. And he's able to make up for the losses. That's it.
And then at the same time as you got the Texans getting Diggs, the Cowboys come out with re-signing Chuma Doga to a 1-year deal for the swing tackle.
So that's improvement.
Not really. I'm stunned he was brought back. But that just, I think, says kind of where things are at. I mean, they were, when they played him against Miami and he just blew assignments and let Chubb run wild and blow up plays in Miami, I thought they were pretty much done after that. And the fact that they weren't, I think, just says where the market's at, what they can afford, the waters that they're playing in right now. That's just the reality of it. They need to hit this draft out of the park. They need to,
run, Will.
Every single
draft and run, baby. Save yourself, Will McClay.
Every single last one of those top 3 picks needs to be like above league average starters as rookies.
What are you laughing at?
Fan text, man. I don't even know if I can read this. The top one, Bobby.
The top one. Let's see here. Oh gosh, no, you cannot read that.
Well, Bobby says you can't read it.
For the 469, man. About all in.
Okay.
Way to go. Well done. Just maybe giggle.
Look, here's the thing, is that there is, and we finally started getting some of the 30 visits out. Those have finally been reported. You got about half of those. A lot of offensive linemen in the group, clearly. There's some running backs, some linebackers, but they have so many things. Even if you knock all 3 of these picks out of the park, you are asking Will McClay to, if you get Micah Parsons level contributions from your top 3 picks, and that's great. That'll make them a lot better. They will still have holes on their starting lineup throughout the roster because they need more darts than they have right now.
But again, I think we're looking at this like that's okay. Every team has that. There's no
okay.
team that doesn't have holes.
It's okay if you have that expectation and you understand that. When from on top, though, it's, well, we need to be just as competitive as we were last year or better.
Yeah. And
you're asking them to fill it. That's not okay. I don't think.
Here's my hope. My hope is that they win 12 games again, and it shows them that you don't have to. Having certain, losing out on a position here or there isn't really going to affect your roster. Like, it's not going to affect your win total at the end of the year. This team wins games by a lot of points against bad teams. They've beaten up bad teams like that. Like losing a couple guys on the defensive line or linebacker, it's not going to really affect. Now, it may affect them in the playoffs, obviously, which is the ultimate goal. But I don't feel any different about them getting into the playoffs this year.
Okay, so if the over-under win total was 10.5, you would run and bet it? Run.
10.5 is high. I wouldn't even bet 10.5 with the Chiefs. Like, if you get one injury and you're cooked, right?
Chiefs are 11.5.
Yeah, I know, and I wouldn't bet that. Like, you just get one injury, and it's too hard to overcome. Dak goes down for 3 games. It's like, well, now what? So I don't like betting the win totals. But yeah, I agree. Assuming health, if Dak's healthy for 16 or 17 games, yeah, I'd hit the over.
Well, feel a little better because we could be getting a championship football team in DFW, and I'm not talking about the Renegades.
No.
If the mayor has his way.
Mayor Eric Johnson, who follows me. At least he used to.
Well,
No, he unfollowed all of us, I think. Or I don't
Yeah, I
even know
think he
if
just
followed
followed us
me.
for the day.
yeah, was it after we talked about his divorce on the air? Is that what
You
happened?
talked about it. We
That's
did.
Neighborhood Watch. It was relevant.
I thought it
don't
was his leather vest or some wasn't he wearing some outfit? It was like I don't know.
And by the way, it may not just be the Chiefs coming to town. It may be the Royals.
Oh,
More on that in a second.
what a tease.
Kansas City area voters rejected the tax proposal after the Chiefs president hinted the team could move if it didn't pass. So they've been there since 1972. Now, where were they before, Bobby Belt?
Dallas.
Dallas.
They were the
Right.
Dallas Texans.
Yeah, but they were before. 72 was Arrowhead Stadium. They were elsewhere in Kansas City before then, but they were the Dallas Texans at one point. And they were trying to get this 3/8 of a cent sales tax, which was.
Are you exaggerating?
No,
or-
I'm not exaggerating. And then that was years ago they tried to do this, and now they're trying to re-up it. And the sales tax voters rejected this tax proposal. And not only is this going to affect the Chiefs, because the mayor said, "Hey, great football market here. We would love to have the Chiefs be Dallas's team because the Cowboys do play in Arlington, which is in Tarrant County. So of course Dallas County wants a team, and they're kind of left out because you got the Star and Collin and the stadium in Tarrant. Dallas County wants their pie too. So hey, bring them on down here. Play at the Cotton Bowl while the stadium's getting built. Whatever you want to do." Which you know that's going to happen. But how about this? The Royals team president said, "We will not play a game in Kauffman Stadium after 2030. And if they don't get a new stadium,
2030.
Boy,
Yeah, I mean,
that's like when I'm calling the kids and I go 1, 2, 2.5. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
watch your leases up.
You're
That's your
going
leases
like,
up.
look, guys.
Yeah.
In 6 years, you better get your act together. I'm giving
Yeah.
you 6 years.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we can all hope. We are the biggest market in the country that does not have a second team in a sport.
Yes.
In any sport. Chicago's got 2 baseball. You've got, obviously, New York's got like 2 of everything, 3 of everything in some of them. LA's got 2 of everything. San Fran, for now, has 2 baseball teams. They're about to lose it. So they won't have 2 of everything at that point.
Boston.
Boston does not. Boston's got 1.
Yeah.
So we're the largest city market, big area, that only has 1 of each team and not 2 of one.
Eric Johnson gave a statement to the Dallas Morning News yesterday. He said, Dallas was named the top sports city in the United States because we play to win. As I've said previously, our market is big enough, growing enough, and loves football more than enough to support a second NFL team, especially a franchise and an owner with deep roots here. And when he was asked directly, are you going to engage them on discussions about relocation, he declined to comment. Probably because it's all posturing, ultimately.
And why is he posturing?
Because he wants that money. He wants that revenue here. He wants it. I mean, look, it will never happen. They will never allow a second NFL team in Dallas. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, Jerry tries to keep them out of San Antonio and Austin.
Yeah. Successfully.
I don't know how it would work with Major League Baseball. I don't know how that. I know the Giants, for example, they own the market. So, like, the A's couldn't move to San Jose. The A's were thought about moving to San Jose. The Giants control San Jose.
Salt Lake and Nashville are the 2 likeliest locations to next get an MLB team.
Isn't this the dream punishment, though, for Jerry that I'm kind of rooting for?
Mike would agree, yeah.
If you, what?
Because it's his Chiefs. It would be his Chiefs coming home.
Mike who?
Bassick.
Oh. I was like, McCarthy? McCarthy likes the Chiefs?
Mike.
Well, I mean, McCarthy would love that.
Oh,
Like, maybe he doesn't have to deal with all the attention.
You have the Texans taking a leap. That stings Jerry. And then it'd be awesome to get another NFL team here. You could split your rooting interests or have people bail on the Cowboys
Would
and
it,
go
though?
somewhere else.
Would it really split the rooting interest in the city? I mean, the Cowboys are the Cowboys.
Okay, but what would...
There's some. I mean, there's some that would
I
get
mean,
split.
you could lose, for the Chiefs, though?
Yeah.
We're a bandwagon city, too. Don't forget that. You lose 10, 15%.
I mean, the in New York, the Dodgers and the Giants left. The Mets didn't come in for like 5 or 6 years. they didn't. I mean,
I
still
feel
got
like
half the city.
I feel like anybody who comes here doesn't even register as the Mets in this city.
All right, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this: the Chiefs move here.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs would be.
Where would they be in attendance for the season? They get a full stadium every single week.
If they get a new stadium or whatever. So yeah, I mean, people would go. People would go there as
by proxy,
an outing. But in terms of legitimate allegiance and merch and everything else, they would never compete with the Cowboys. It doesn't matter.
It takes at least a generation for that stuff to happen.
The Steelers. I mean, you could take one of the biggest brands, the Steelers, and move them here. I don't think.
What would be our show split for Cowboys Chiefs talk?
I mean, you'll get it's NFL. I mean, you're going to get.
But if we're talking about doing full segments, 90-10 Cowboys.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
It's 60-40.
Yes.
Well, that's what. Okay, if we do 60-40, I think over time we'd realize no, it needs to be 90-10 because that's what they
if
would
the
want.
Chiefs
That's what
played
the list-
here.
Yep.
No, you're insane.
You're underestimating how much Texans root for things in Texas.
Any city.
I think it's too much.
90-10. The Chiefs. We're not talking about the Falcons. We're not talking about
at most it's
Saints.
It's some Matt Pittman burgers. It's 80-20. That's at most. But I think you're looking at 90-10 because the Cowboys are the brand. It's 90-10 on the national networks. Cowboys. It feels like at times.
Right, but
that is the draw. That is what people care about. As much as they hate it, as much as they're upset with where the Cowboys have been, as in terms of winning a title over the last 30 years, the Cowboys are the Cowboys for a reason.
Yes, they are. But you get the Chiefs who win every year.
How much time do they spend on the Mets in New York versus the Yankees?
It depends on the story.
But in general,
a lot.
It's not nearly
a lot.
It's not
when
nearly.
I was growing up,
is it
when I was there,
70-30?
It was more than that because they're so color driven. I mean, there's not as many Met fans in New York as Yankee fans, but there's a lot. And if the hosts are Met fans on that show, that's what they talk about.
I mean, LA is a different market, but even moving the Rams and the Chargers out there, the Chargers don't get the same attention the Rams do.
But the Rams won a Super Bowl, though, too.
But I mean, even before that, because the Rams have a history in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Let's say the Chiefs move here this year, and they win the Super Bowl this year, and the Cowboys are 12 wins. They are going to grow fans exponentially very, very fast.